This procedure is going to show you how to make a serial dilution of a bacterial culture. Now, we make serial dilutions in order to be able to count bacterial numbers. You'll often find in our initial sample there will be far too many to count on an agar plate. So we need to make a series of 1 in 10 dilutions, and then we'll be plating those out later in order to get an accurate microbiological count. So, of course, we would normally be using a culture of bacteria like this, but to show the visibility of the method, I'm going to use coloured water. So this will be our neat bacterial culture. So using sterile pipette tips. The volumes in these tubes are 9 mils. So to create a 1 in 10 dilution, we need to add 1 mil of our culture into successive tubes. So we'll start by taking our 1 mil of our original culture, and then we'll add that to the first of our sterile tubes. So add the 1 mil. You see that. Always use a new pipette tip after every stage. If you don't, you will still have bacterial contamination on the tip and be transferring it into the next sample. Now, this is our first 1 in 10 dilution, so we refer to this as our -1 dilution. Our next dilution will be a -2, -3, and so on, and you can continue this series for as many dilutions as you want. So now, starting from our -1 dilution, again we'll take a fresh pipette tip. We'll remove 1 mil from our -1 dilution and add it to the -2. Again, seal it, put the lid back on, eject the tip, and then just carefully mix it to make sure your culture and sample are well mixed. Again, using a fresh pipette tip, and it's the same principle. Each time we're removing 1 mil of the culture, and then adding it to 9 mils of sterile diluent. And so, as you can see from bottles, what you're making is each time a 10% dilution of the previous culture. So if this is our neat culture, our -1 is a 1 in 10 dilution, our -2 is a 1 in 100 dilution, our -3 is a 1 in 1000 dilution, and you can continue on down the series. Typically we would go to -6, which is a 1 in 1 million dilution from our original culture. We can then use these serial dilutions to plate out onto agar and to get accurate counts of our microbiological samples.